మా కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/dd Saptagiri.
స్క్రీన్ మీద కనబడుతున్న QR కోడ్ ని స్కాన్ చేయడం ద్వారా DD Saptagiri యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని వీక్షించగలరు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కోసం DD Saptagiri యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com. ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/dd Saptagiri. ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/dd Saptagiri VJA. ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/dd Saptagiri.
Good evening children, welcome to Doordarshan Saptagiri Vidya Varadhi program. This is T. Srinivas, School Assistant English, Jilla Parishad High School, Mangalapuram, Salapalli Mandal, Krishna District. Before going to start our proceedings, let us begin today's class with our Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, One India, Great India. So, together we stand, united we stand, divided we fall. That is the essence of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. So, under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, we have been assigned to discuss about the neighboring state, not neighboring state, the state Punjab. So, Punjab already we have discussed in our last classes. Punjab is a state of affection, love, bravery. There are so many great qualities about Punjab. And in this class, I am going to introduce you one more aspect of Punjab state. The aspect is that Punjab is also a land of many archaeological sites, historical monuments. I am going to show you a historical monument. Look at the screen. In that screen, you see a Buddhist stupa. It is in Sangol. So, in Krishna district, we have in Ghantasala also we have Buddhist monument. In similarly, we have in Punjab also a Buddhist monument, Buddhist stupa, that is in Sangol. Not only in Sangol, Dolbaha and then Rupnagar, in some other places also in Punjab we can find so many archaeological stupas and monuments which tells about our history. So, whenever you go to Punjab, don't miss to see all these monuments. Okay children. Now, let us go to the next slide, that is COVID pledge. I am going to show you next slide. Look at the screen. So, on the screen you have a pledge in front of you. So, you can do it aloud or you can do it, you can read it silently. Go through it, go through the matter given there. That is the pledge. The pledge says that we should be aware of COVID pandemic. We all know the entire world is shivering with COVID pandemic. So, the cases are slowly and gradually coming down in our state, but don't forget that the pandemic hasn't left us yet. It is still with us, still the cases are coming on, and in the newspapers it has been, they have been warning us that second wave may start. So, we should be very cautious, we should be very careful, we should be very careful at this juncture. So, take care, be careful. If we are careful, we can protect ourselves, not only ourselves, but we can also protect our family, our community, our neighbors, our friends. So, be cautious, take precautions, and when you go outside, don't forget to wear mask, try to maintain 6 feet distance, and use soaps or sanitizers to wash your hands very often, and don't try to go and mix and mingle with groups outside. So, be cautious regarding the pandemic. Next one, coming to the next slide, that is QR codes. So, QR, quick response. QR codes means quick response codes. Quick response codes are a part and parcel of our textbooks. And these have been introduced very recently into our textbooks. And what is the purpose of these QR codes? See, in almost all subjects, not only English, but in mathematics and physics and other subjects also, we have these QR quick response codes. What is the use of these quick response codes and how to use them? So look at the screen. On the screen you see a sign. So Diksha app, we can use Diksha app to scan these QR codes. So only thing is that you need a cell phone, a smartphone icon, and if you keep the scanner on this symbol, you will get information regarding the lessons you are learning in our textbooks. So use QR codes to get additional information regarding our lessons. Right. So this is about the importance. The strong proceeding is one is next one COVID pandemic. This one is QR quick response. Okay. Now let us come to our regular proceedings. Today I want to discuss the lessons already we have finished, because in the chat box I have seen so many of you asking questions regarding syllabus. You are asking, sir, send us syllabus, and is there 4th unit in the syllabus or not? You are all asking very, what you can say, very excitedly and also very confusingly you are asking questions. I am really surprised. I am astonished to see that all your questions are related to syllabus. Already alternate academic calendar has been circulated to all our officials, to all our teachers, and it has been moving all around WhatsApp groups also. So you ask your teachers, they will tell you the syllabus. I will also try to give you clarity regarding the syllabus. So in our textbooks we have 6 units, but out of the 6 units, all the 6 units are not there in our syllabus. All the lessons are not there in our syllabus. What is the first unit? The first unit is, for each and every unit we have a theme. The theme of the first unit is personality development. So under that theme we have 3 lessons: reading A, reading B, reading C. The first lesson is attitude is altitude. The second lesson is every success story is also a story of great failures. The third lesson is I will do it. So out of these 3 lessons, reading C is not there, only reading A and reading B. So first lesson, reading A and reading B are there for our alternate academic calendar for this year's syllabus. Now coming to second unit. What is the theme of the second unit? The theme of the second unit is wit and humor. What are the lessons? The lesson given in that second unit is that the dear departed. So the dear departed is a one act play, we all know. So reading A is the dear departed part A, reading B is the dear departed part B. So reading C is the brave porter. So you have only reading A and reading B. Reading C is not there for our alternate academic for this year only. Remember that whatever I am saying, that syllabus is only for this year examination only. So unit 1 reading C is not there, unit 2 reading C is not there. Now coming to third unit. What is the third unit? Human relations. The theme of third unit is human relations. So under human relations, how many lessons are there? We have 3 lessons. What is the first lesson? The journey. What is the second lesson? Once upon a time poem. What is the third lesson? What is in my name? So out of these 3 lessons, reading A and reading B, the journey and once upon a time, these 2 are there. Reading C is not there, it is optional. In the AAS alternate academic calendar, they have been given as optional lessons. So optional means you can read them for your additional knowledge. They may not come in the examination. So kindly note this thing. And now coming to the 4th unit, that is films and theatre. 4th unit is, the theme of the 4th unit is films and theatre. Under that films and theatre, reading A is Rendezvous with Ray. The second one is Maya Bajar. Third one is a tribute. The 4th unit is entirely deleted. So note this point, the 4th unit given in our textbook is not there for this academic year as per our alternate academic calendar. So kindly note this thing. Many of you are posing questions on this thing. Sir, is there 4th unit? Why? Because in the last class I discussed 5th unit first lesson. So when I go and watch my lesson on YouTube, in the chat box, many of you are asking, sir, what about 4th unit? You haven't discussed 4th unit. You asked all these questions. That's why I am giving this clarification for the sake of your preparation of examination, for the sake of avoiding confusion. Okay, children. So 4th unit is not there in our alternate academic calendar for this academic year only. Once again I am telling, 4th unit films and theatre is not there for this academic year. Okay, that's why I have started 5th unit in my last class. What is 5th unit? It is, the theme of 5th unit is biodiversity. So in biodiversity, what is the first lesson? The lesson is environment. The second lesson, or will the dreamer wake? The third lesson, a tale of 3 villages. Okay. So in the last class I discussed environment along with some exercises. The second one is, or will the dreamer wake? The third one is a tale of 3 villages. So here the reading C, a tale of 3, this is optional. Again reading A and reading B. These 2 lessons are there for our syllabus. Okay. Now the next one, last unit in the textbook, 6th unit. What is 6th unit? That is nation and diversity. The theme of the 6th unit is nation and diversity. So in nation and diversity we have 3 lessons again. So each and every unit we have 3 lessons. For reading, for unit 6 also we have 3 lessons. What is the first lesson? My childhood. It is the autobiography of Abdul Kalam. I think Ramakrishna sir has discussed it in the last class. Okay. So my childhood, reading A. Next one, a plea for India, poem. And the next one, unity and diversity in India. So out of these 3 lessons, reading C is not there. Okay. Only reading A and reading B. My childhood and then a plea for India. Only these 2 lessons are there for our examination SSC 2021. So whatever the syllabus I have discussed so far, it is applicable only to this academic year. So this has been clearly noted, this has been clearly distributed to all our schools. If you have any doubt regarding the syllabus, you better go and ask your teachers. They have the syllabus copies with them, alternate academic calendar, they can give you clarifications. Okay children, so don't get confused regarding the syllabus. Okay. Now coming to my class, today's class. Already we have started 5th unit, 6th unit also has been started. In the 5th unit, environment lesson has been finished, but the poem only first stanza has been discussed. So R will the dreamer wake. That's why I had taken that poem, R will the dreamer wake. So in that poem, the theme is as usual biodiversity, environment. So I would like to discuss the poem, and after that poem I would like to give a comprehension passage, and also we are going to do some vocabulary work, and after that we are going to do some grammar. The grammar is related to direct and indirect speech, which is there in 5th unit. Okay children, so let me begin with the poem. The poem is R will the dreamer wake. The name of the poem is, this is 5th unit, biodiversity unit, reading B, poem, poetry. I have chosen a poem, poetry. And poetry, poems are very important children. Why? Because and in the newspaper you might have been you might have seen that this year also our government is planning to have single paper for subjects. So if there is single paper for from poems, you will be given a passage. For that passage 3 questions will be given with multiple choice options, 3 into 6 marks. If there are 2 papers, 3 marks. If there is only 1 paper, you will get 6 marks from the poems. How many poems are there in our syllabus? Only 3 poems. What is there? First one is from unit 3. What is that? Once Upon a Time by Gabriel O'Carra. And from 5th unit, the poem which I am going to discuss, this is R will the dreamer wake. And one more poem is in the 6th unit, that is a plea for India. So only 3 poems are there. So if you go through all these 3 poems, you will get 6 marks. Very easy. Multiple choice questions will be given, 3 into 6 marks. If it is single paper, 6 marks. If it is 2 papers, 3 marks. Okay. So that's why only 3 poems you are going to get 6 marks. So regarding marks, regarding content, regarding theme, poetry is very, very useful and important. Now the poem, R will the dreamer wake. What is the theme in this poem? What is the theme of discussion in this poem? As the theme of this unit is biodiversity, this poem also highlights the biodiversity. What happened to biodiversity? Biodiversity has been destroyed. Environment, we have discussed how environment has been degraded, how it is deteriorated, how people are not getting their basic needs. So not only people, because of the deterioration of environment, what happened? All the species living on this earth, they are losing their habitat. India was once a land where there are number of tigers, but what happened now? Our government has to take up a project, special project, Save Tiger project. Once our land, our country was full of tigers, hundreds and thousands of tigers used to roam in the forest, but now only a few tigers left in our forest. And we have to specially take up a program to save our tigers. That is the problem. Why this is happening? This is happening because the habitat of species, species means species living on earth, species living in the sky, species living in water, species living even in poles also, Arctic pole and Antarctic poles also, they are losing their habitat. What is causing the loss of the habitat of this species? Man's actions, man's meaningless actions. What is happening? We are cutting down forests. If forests are there, animals can live very happily. They can live freely, happily, they can roam, they can mate, and they can get their children, and they can give birth to their next generation. And if the skies are very clear, then birds can fly and they can build nests and they can give rise to their next generation. If poles are kept safely, what will happen? Species, animals like polar bears, they can reproduce their cubs and they can rear them, and we can see those animals. Okay, and if the oceans are clear, what will happen? Many species living on oceans are there. For example, whales, shark, fish variety are there. So whales are losing their habitat. Why? Oceans are being polluted. When the oceans are polluted, they can't live there. They live in a habitat which is safe and secure for them. When the oceans are polluted, they die. And one more thing is that we are hunting them. Whales are being hunted, you know. So they call it as harvest. In the month of, I think, December, they call it as harvest and they kill whales. If you watch any of the videos of killing whales, you can find miles, 1 or 2 miles of ocean waters will become red with the blood of whale. Why man is doing all these things? Whale is a very gigantic creature. Out of the gigantic creature, only a little bit of something, something is useful for making medicine, something like that is valuable. Only for that milligram amount of part from whale, they are killing a gigantic creature whale, and the ocean seems to be red with their blood. So in such circumstances, how do they sustain? So many species are endangered of extinction. So that is the theme. So species endangered of extinction. Many species are endangered of extinction. Species living on earth, species living in the waters, in sea, species living in sky, species living even in tundras. We are not leaving them alone. So they are all losing their habitat. They are unable to give birth to their next generation. They are falling. They are endangered. They are endangered of extinction. Our future generation, they may not see a polar bear. They may not see a whale, they may not see a tiger, they may not see some birds. Already so many birds have been extincted. So this is continuing. This is the time for us to rethink and just check our actions. Otherwise, what will happen? Our future generation will definitely question us. What do they question? Why did you made all these species? Why did you make all these species extinct from this earth? What made you? What gave you the right to extinct all these species? They will definitely question us. There won't be any answer to us. That's what the point raised by Medora Chevalier, the poetess Medora Chevalier of this poem, Or Will the Dreamer Wake? So the dreamer suggested in this title is man. So the poetess is asking man to wake up. Will you wake up, or will you make all these species endangered of extinction? That's what she is posing a question. So let us look at the poem. Okay. So that is the poem. This is there in your textbook. Look at the poem, children. First stanza of this poem. All of you look at the textbook. Open your textbooks. Look at the poem. I am reading the poem. Out in the east, the jungle listens. The tigress plaintive growls in pain. The great trees hear her breathing, shaking inside her still. The new lives wait. These cubs could be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. Our grandchild knows the tiger never, or will the dreamer wake? Once again. Out in the east, the jungle listens. The tigress plaintive growls in pain. The great trees hear her breathing, shaking inside her. Still, the new lives wait. These cubs could be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. Our grandchild knows the tiger never, or will the dreamer wake? Okay, let me explain it. So in the east, the direction taken here is east, the jungle, forest. Who is there? The tigress, a tigress. Look at the picture. In the picture you have tigress along with its cubs. A tigress plaintive. Plaintive means very sadly it is growling in pain. Why? It is going to give birth to its cubs. The great trees hear her breathing. So trees in the forest, they are hearing, shaking inside her still. The new lives wait. The new lives means cubs to be born in the womb of the tigress. They are waiting to come outside. These cubs could be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. The last one, the essential point here is last ones ever. Why these are last ones? Why these are the last cubs to freely live and roam and mate? Because the habitat of the tigress, wild animals, it is being destroyed by human beings. They are losing their habitat. The environment is so degraded. We are cutting forests. When the forests are not there, where do they live? So they don't get chance, they don't get space to live freely, roam freely, live freely and mate freely. So these cubs could be the last cubs. That's what is the poet saying here. So our grandchild, who are our grandchild? Our grandchildren are future generation. Our grandchild here refers to future generation. They don't know the tiger. They don't know that. Why? Because these three cubs are the last cubs. When these three are the last cubs, next generation of the cubs, next generation of tigers, there won't be there. How can they see? They can see only in some frames, some pictures, some photos. So they will definitely pose a question to us. What will they pose? What will they ask us? What did you do when the tigers are endangered of extinction? Why didn't you take necessary action to save them? That's what the question they can ask. Or will the dreamer wake? So man is dreaming. He is not bothering very seriously about all his actions. He is thinking that everything is very fine. So everything is going very fine with his actions, but everything is not going fine with his actions. What is happening? Many species are endangered of extinction. We are causing a threat for their survival. That is the problem. So first stanza tells us about a tigress, that is east, land animals. The direction is east. The animal taken here is tigress and land animal. Okay. So dreamer here refers to human beings, man. Grandchild here refers to our future generation. Now coming to the next stanza. Far in the north, the white bear snuffles. Down in her lair, the gleaming snow. She waits for all the life she is making. Outside, the crashing glaciers grow, snow mountains grow. These cubs could be the last cubs ever to freely live and roam and mate. This stanza is repeated. These cubs ever to freely live and roam and mate. Our grandchild knows, the white bear never. Or will the dreamer wake? Will the dreamer wake? Or that is the question, actual question. So what is the direction taken here? The direction is north. In the first stanza, the direction is east. In this stanza, the direction is north, that is poles. In the polar region also, ice mountains, glaciers are there. What is happening to glaciers? Because of greenhouse effect, because of global warming, they are melting down. When glaciers melt down, the habitat of the polar bears, they lose it. When there is no habitat, how can they survive? If you don't have house, can we live? Can we live under trees? Can we live on roads? We can't live. Same thing is happening to animals also. So the habitat, the houses of animals, the house of polar bear here, that is glacier, polar region. We are destroying it also. They are melting and they are simply melting down into the oceans. So the polar bears are losing their habitat. And how can they freely move? How can they freely roam? How can they freely mate? How can they give birth to next generation? So that's why the poetess is saying these cubs could be the last cubs ever. So, oh dreamer, oh man, wake up and see what is happening. Look at the destruction you are causing. Look at how cruel you are doing with the habitat of these animals. So don't destroy them. Let them live and let live. That should be your policy. That's what the poetess here is trying to point out. So in the second stanza, the animal taken is polar bear, and the direction is north. This is from glaciers, that is polar region. So first stanza, land, east, tigress. Second stanza, polar region, glaciers, north, the direction is north and the animal is polar bear. Now coming to the third stanza. There in the west, the song thrush warbles. She waves her nest to hold her clutch. A long wait now to find a partner. The eggs are laid. There are not much. These chicks could be the last ones ever, the last to fly and sing and mate. Our grandchild knows the song thrush never. Or will the dreamer wake? Will the dreamer wake or he continue his destruction on the animals? That is the question. Our grandchild knows the song thrush never. Our grandchild never knows the song thrush. That is the point. Grandchild, future generation, they never knows the song thrush. What is song thrush? That is the bird. Look at the picture. Song thrush is a bird. It warbles. Warble means the noise of the bird. It makes noise, warbles. Okay. So it views her nest. Why do a bird views her nest? To lay eggs and to hatch new chicks. It first views a nest, finds a partner, lays eggs, and then they hatch the eggs, and then what happen? New birth, new things, new species comes out. So here the bird is song thrush. So this is waving its nest, and the poetess is saying that these chicks could be the last chicks to fly in the sky. Why? Because we are cutting trees, and the air is getting polluted. So birds are not getting sufficient space and the region to live happily. They are dying. When they die, they can't give birth to next generation. And when they have good habitat, they can fly happily, they can lay eggs, they can find their mates, they can roam happily, and they can give birth to next generation. But the situation is not like that. We are making this earth a place for only human beings. We are destroying. That means we are living at the cost of other species. In single sentence, you can say human beings are living. Human beings are trying to dominate the nature. They are living at the cost of other species. So here the species taken here is a bird, and the direction here is west. The bird name is song thrush. Okay, and it is also losing its habitat because of the man's actions. So next generation, our future generation, they miss this bird, this beautiful bird. That is the point in this stanza. Now coming to the fourth stanza, fourth direction. So what is the direction here? That is south. South here refers to waters, that is seas, oceans. In oceans, what live? Fish live. Look at the picture. What is that fish? Can you identify? That is a whale. Yes, that's a blue whale, I think. It's a whale. So deep in ocean, whales live very deeply. Even in the deep of the ocean, we are exploring, we are spoiling it. That is the problem. So we are not giving serenity and calmness to the creatures living in the deep depth of the oceans also. We are going to there also. Okay. So deep in ocean, south the whale swims. Her song of birthing fills the seas. Thousands of creatures wait the moment, the solemn birth that they will see. So whales rarely give birth to their next generation, their cubs. So almost all the other creatures, they are waiting very eagerly to see the birth of the new cub of this whale. That is a rare occasion. That's why almost all the creatures living in the sea, they are waiting to see this birth. Not only human beings. This child could sing the final whale song, the child of the whale. This could be the last child. This could be the last child who can sing song in the oceans. The last to make the ocean shake. So whales shake the oceans. We know how gigantic they are. Even the gigantic whales are being slaughtered very brutally by human beings. That is the problem. Okay. So the child of this whale could be the last child which can shake the oceans. It can't live freely, it can't find its mate, it can't give birth to next whale because oceans are being polluted. We are occupying their habitat also. So our grandchild never hears its mystery. Or will the dreamer wake? The mystery of a whale giving birth to its child. Our grandchildren, they may not see it practical, they may not see it really. Why? Because they are going to extinct. So man, wake up and see what you are doing. That's what this poem is, this stanza is saying. So far we have discussed 4 stanzas. First stanza, the direction is east, land, tigress. We are destroying land, we are destabilizing the habitat of the tigers and they are unable to live. Second stanza, it is north, that is polar bear. We are destroying the polar region, the glaciers are melting down, we are not letting polar bears to live. And the third stanza is south, that is song thrush. We are destroying skies, birds are not able to live. And the fourth stanza is south, the third stanza is west, I think, that is song thrush. The fourth stanza is south. In the south, whales are being brutally killed, they are losing their habitat. So from the east it is tigress, from the west song thrush, from the north polar bear, from the south whale. So 4 directions, 4 different animals, 4 regions: east, tiger, land, okay, and then west song thrush, sky, okay, north glacier, polar bear, south whale, water. Okay, so man is causing problems in all directions, all regions. That is the problem. That's what the poet is concerned about here. Okay, now coming to the last stanza. So after saying that man is destroying all 4 directions on this earth, now the poet is trying to give a conclusion. So immediately the in the middle of the 4 directions, here in the center 4 directions gather. The path ahead leads up or down. That means if we take necessary actions to save all these creatures, they can survive. If you don't wake up and take necessary action, they will die. So it can lead up or down. That's what the poem, the line means. Is this our last bright new world birthing? So the tiger cubs and the whale child and then the songthrush chicks and then the polar bear cubs, these could be the last new world, these could be the last animals to live on this earth. The situation is like that. If you don't respond, that means the dreamer here, the man, if the man don't respond, if you don't take sufficient action, if you don't stop his destruction of this environment, these could be the last animals to live on this earth. So knowing the truth, our choices make. We, the human beings, we should make our choices knowing the truth. That's what the poetess is saying. Knowing the truth. What is the truth here? The truth is that many animals are endangered, many species are endangered of extinction. Knowing this truth, we must make our choices. That's what the poetess is saying here. If you don't take actions wisely, what will happen? Definitely we have to be face a situation where our future generation, they ask us, they pose as a question. The question is, that was the moment, and did the dreamer wake? Oh you dreamer, oh you man, you have got an opportunity, the present generation. That's what the poet is saying. The present generation may have to face this question. Oh the present generation, you have the chance to save the species which are endangered of extinction, but you haven't taken necessary steps, you haven't stopped your destruction. That's why what happened, all those species endangered, all those species endangered of extinction, they have died. So you are the whole and sole responsible person of the destruction, of the extinction of other species living on this planet Earth. So you should take the responsibility. That should be the blame on us. When, if you don't act now, if you don't wake up and take necessary actions to stop this pollution now. Okay, so that is the essence of this, that is the matter discussed in this poem. Okay, right. So all of you go through the stanzas once again. Basing on the last stanza, I am going to give you some comprehension questions. Okay, slowly I am going to recapitulate once again. So, or will the dreamer wake? Will the dreamer wake? Or, that is the actual structure. Dreamer here refers to man. What is man doing? He is dreaming. He is dreaming that he is not doing any destruction on this earth, but actually he is doing a lot of destruction. What is the result of his destructive actions? What is the result of his actions? Mindless actions. The result is many species are endangered of extinction. Where is he causing problems? He is causing problems in all directions. East and then west and then north and then south. Okay. East, tigress, land, and then west. West means the song thrush, sky, bird, and then north, polar bear, that is polar regions, and then south, oceans, that is whales. So sky, the land, the oceans, and then the polar regions, almost all things have been destroyed. They have been destroyed by human beings. So man should wake up. He should wake up and take necessary action to stop this destruction, and he should make the animals live very happily, and we should let our future generation, that is our grandchild, future generation, to see all these creatures in reality. That's what this poem is about. Written by Medora Chevalier. Now basing on the last stanza, I have prepared a comprehension passage. Basing on the last stanza, knowing the truth, our choices make. What is the truth? That is the first question based on the last stanza. I have given multiple choice options. Go through the screen, try to answer them. Knowing the truth, our choices make. What is the truth? Options are: animals are living in safe environment, animals have good habitat on the earth, animals are endangered of extinction. Think about the answer. I will tell you answers later, you think. Second question: who is the dreamer mentioned in the stanza? Man, animals, birds. Simple question. Third question: Which of the following is the correct statement? A. The speaker's tone is very joyful and exciting. The expression grandchild refers to present generation. C. Species endangered of extinction can still be saved. Try to find answers. I will tell you answers later. Look at the monitor, look at the screen. Try to find the answers. You have 1 minute time. Okay, answers. Knowing the truth, our choices make. What is the truth? What is the truth? We should make our choices knowing the truth. What is the truth mentioned in this poem? Is that A, animals are living in safe environment? Are animals living in safe environment? No. So that is not the answer. Animals have good habitat on the earth. Do animals have good habitat to live in? No. That is also not the right answer. So now what about C? Animals are endangered of extinction, isn't it? Yes, the answer is C. The truth we have to know from this poem is animals are endangered of extinction. That is the truth we have to know. Second question. So the first one answer is C. Second question. Who is the dreamer mentioned in the stanza? Who is the dreamer? Is that man? Is that animals? Is that birds? Yes, the answer is man. The dreamer here is man. Who is the grandchild? Who does the expression grandchild refers to? The expression grandchild refers to our future generation, man, human beings. Okay. Right. So the answer for second one is man. Dreamer, man, grandchild, future generation. So here the question is dreamer, the answer is man. Third one. Which of the following is the correct statement? The speaker's tone is very joyful and exciting. The expression grandchild refers to present generation. Species endangered of extinction can still be saved. What is the correct statement? First one, the speaker's tone is very joyful. Is it very joyful and exciting? No. Very gloomy, very sad. The speaker is very sad in the situation. So this is not a true statement. B. The expression grandchild refers to present generation. Is it present generation or future generation? It is future generation, not present generation. Now C. Species endangered of extinction can still be saved. Yes. So this is the last chance for us. That's what the poetess is saying here. So species endangered of extinction can still be saved. Still we have time. If we take right actions, if we repair the degraded environment, definitely all these species endangered of extinction can be saved. Okay, so the answer is C. Right, children? The answer for 1 is what is the right answer? C. The answer for 2 is A. The answer for 3 is C again. Okay. Now, so we have finished the poem. So from 5th unit we have finished reading a environment lesson. Now the poem also has been finished. Now basing on the 5th unit, I am going to give you an exercise on vocabulary. I told you vocabulary is very, very important. From each and every unit you have certain vocabulary. So some terms and terminology will be there in each and every unit. You should be well acquainted with all those terminology, their spellings and their meanings also. Okay. So we call them as mechanics of writing. Have you ever heard of the expression mechanics of writing, which is very frequently, very usually ignored thing in our teaching learning process, mechanics of writing. So in our pre-primary and primary stage we take care of all these things very well, but when we come to high school section we ignore them. The mechanics of writing are, first one is spelling, next one is handwriting, next one is punctuation. These three things are very, very essential to score marks and also to gain knowledge in language, any language. So English particularly we should be well acquainted with spellings of words, and then we should be well acquainted with their pronunciation. We should be well acquainted with the punctuation marks also, and also handwriting. So handwriting, spelling, punctuation, these three are the mechanics of writing: handwriting, spelling, punctuation. So basing on the spelling I have given exercise here, and all these words are taken from 5th unit. And after doing this exercise I will show you how to prepare word bank from each and every unit. Okay. And this is useful for us for writing almost all questions. For discourses also, that means 5 marks questions also, if you do not know the spelling, how can you write the answers correctly? And basing on the mistakes in your spelling, you will lose marks. So, if you learn spellings very well, you can score marks in discourse also. Okay. So, spellings are very, very important. That is why I have given this exercise. So, in the examination, we have 3 types of questions based on spellings. The first one is missing vowels, the next one is suffixes, the next one is wrongly spelled words. Look at the monitor, you have 3 exercises. First one is missing vowels. Missing vowels means what are the missing vowel letters? What are the vowel letters here? A, E, I, O, U are the vowel letters. So, he gives 2 words like that, in between, in middle, he misses 2 vowels. We have to supply those vowels. Okay. Look at the screen, try to answer them. These words are all from our 5th unit. And the second type of spelling question is suffixes. Suffixes means what is the suffix? The part that comes at the end of a word, that completes the word. Prefix means beginning of the word is called as prefix, at the end of the word is called as suffix. So, he gives suffixes with options. And the third type of question on spelling is that wrongly spelled word. He gives 4 words, and out of those 4 words, what you have to do? You have to find out the wrongly spelled word, and then you have to write the correct spelling. For this also, you will have 6 marks in the examination, children. If it is one paper, definitely you have 6 marks here. Very, very easy, very, very important. So, this is useful for scoring marks also, and also for gaining knowledge. Can you answer these questions? 3 types of spelling questions. Okay. First one, missing vowels. A, R, E, S, dash, dash, R, C, E, S. What could be the missing vowels? What could be the word? The word is resources. Resources means R, E, S, O, U, R, C, E, S. So, the missing vowels in that first word A is O, U, isn't it? O, U. Next one is fauna. AU, FAU, AU, B is AU, fauna, flora and fauna we call them as. So, resources OU, fauna, AU. You just have to write them, those 2 vowel letters you will get mark. And second one, commercial, that is the word is commercial, 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 IA. IA. Next one is mountain, MOUNTAIN, AI. IA. Got it? So, like this, if you get the spelling, if you go through the word once or twice, you will definitely get the spelling. You need not to by heart them, you just go through the word, use that word in your own sentences. It will be easy for you to remember. So, resources OU, fauna AU, commercial IA, mountain AI. Okay, children. Now, coming to suffixes. Under suffixes, look at the first one, GOVERN, ANCE, ENCE. Manage, MANAGE, MENT, MANT. Distribute, DISTRIBU, TION, that is distribution. Governance, management, distribution. Ending suffixes. Next one is peaceful. Peaceful, PACEFUL or FULL. Can you tell me the spellings? Good. The first spelling is, first suffix, correct suffix is GOVERNANCE, governance. It is there in your 5th unit in the lesson itself. You can check these spellings in your textbook in the lesson itself, environment lesson. Management, MANAGEMENT, MENT is the right suffix. Next one, distribution, DISTRIBU, TION is the right suffix. Peaceful, PACEFUL, 1 L or 2 L's? Only 1 L, peaceful, FUL, PACEFUL, peaceful. Okay, children. Now, so the governance, ANCE, management, MENT, distribution, TION, peaceful, FUL. Now, the wrongly spelled word. So, you should be very careful here. So, the given words are in the first set, 4 4 words are given. Out of those 4 words, one word is wrongly spelled. What you have to do? You have to identify that wrongly spelled word and then you have to write the correct spelling also. So the given words are majority, dignity, colony, diversity. Second set, fodder, beginning, little, professional. Got it? How you got the answer for the first one? Which is the wrongly spelled word? Yes, you are right. Colony, C-O-L-O-N-Y. That's what given in the textbook itself. C-O-L-O-N-Y is there. Next, second one, beginning, B-E-G-I-N-N-I-N-G, double N. So there is doubling of letters in English, but there is no doubling of sound. There is no beginning. You can't pronounce as beginning. You have to pronounce it as only free flow of pronunciation, that is beginning. That's all. So the first one is colony, next one is beginning. Okay. Now coming to the word bank. Children, in order to get marks from vocabulary from each and every unit, useful for missing vowel practice, missing vowel, like some words are useful for suffixes, some words are useful for hard words, aren't they? Okay. So basing on that, I have divided the vocabulary from 5th unit environment lesson into 3 categories: missing vowels, suffixes, hard words. Look at the words I have prepared. Under missing vowel, I have written some words from the lesson itself. Like this, for each and every unit you have to prepare notes regarding words. You have to prepare word bank for each and every unit. If you are even more interested, you can write antonyms also. You can find words for antonyms. Okay children, will you prepare notes like this for each and every unit? This will be very useful and helpful for you. Okay now. So in the 5th unit, we have one more grammar topic. Almost all the things have been discussed in the last classes, but one more thing has been left undiscussed, that is reported speech. The grammar topic given in 5th unit is reported speech. What is reported speech? Indirect speech. So speech is a grammar topic. How many types of speech are there in grammar? There are 2 types of speeches. One is direct speech, the other one is reported speech. Reported speech is also known as indirect speech. In the examination, what do? They give sentences like this and ask you to report them. That means change them into indirect speech or report the given sentence. That's what they give. So look at the given sentence. These are from your textbook itself, page number 163. Ram said, I am feeling ill. Neelma said, my new job is interesting. Ravi said, I want to go to New York next year. Ravi said, I woke up feeling ill, so I didn't go to work. I can remember the time, she said wistfully. These are the words given in the textbook. Okay. So first of all, how can you distinguish a direct speech into indirect speech? In direct speech, you have inverted commas, whereas in the indirect speech, you don't have inverted commas. Now, what we are being asked? We are being asked to change this given sentence into indirect speech. That means we have to change the direct speech into indirect speech. Very simply, simple logic is that when inverted commas are there for a sentence, the inverted commas shield the sentence in between them from the effect of the other words in that sentence. That means look at the first sentence, Ram said, I am feeling ill. What is the first verb there? Said. Said is in past tense. Whereas look at the sentence in the inverted commas, am feeling. Which tense it is in? It is in present continuous tense. Okay. So said is in past tense, am feeling is in present continuous tense. When a sentence is written like this, if there are no inverted commas, it will be a little bit wrong. Why? Because all the verbs in a sentence should be in the same tense. But how it is possible here? Because of the inverted commas. This is direct speech. Now what do we have to do? We have to change it into indirect speech. So when we are changing it into indirect speech, what will happen? Automatically inverted commas goes away. When we are taking away inverted commas, what we have to do? We have to follow the rules. What are the rules? Said is in past tense. Am feeling should also go to past tense. And when you are taking inverted commas, we have to keep a linker there. That is a conjunction there. In the place of inverted commas, you have to put a linker there. and then pronouns they change according to subject. For example, in the first sentence I is first person, whereas Ram is third person. So inverted commas it is okay. If there are no inverted commas, we have to change according to Ram. So I becomes third person again. So Ram is third person, I is also third person, that is he, it becomes he. Am feeling becomes was feeling. The remaining things are same. Okay. Similarly, Nilma said my new job is interesting. So Nilma said is past tense. My means Nilma, her. New job is, it becomes was interesting. Ravi said I want to go to New York next year. Ravi said that, I becomes he, want becomes wanted, to go to New York, next becomes the following year. Next one, Ravi said I woke up feeling ill, so I didn't go to work. The answer, Ravi said, inverted commas, when you take inverted commas, the link word can be that. Ravi said that, I becomes he, woke is past tense. We can keep past tense as past tense, and we can also change it into past perfect tense. So Ravi said that he woke or had woken up feeling ill, so he didn't go, past tense again, didn't go can remain as didn't go, or we can also change it into hadn't gone to work. Next, fifth one, I can remember the time, she said wistfully. So here she said wistfully, said is past tense, I becomes she, basing on she it becomes she, can becomes could, remember remains remember. So she said wistfully that she could remember the time. That is the answer. So in the textbook, I think Ram said that he is feeling ill is given. That means said is past tense, is present tense. That means basing on certain situations, we can keep the tense in present there in the sentence. In the second one also, her new job is interesting. That means past present combination is there. So in certain situations only that is useful. I think speech has been already discussed in the previous classes. Basing on the rules, we have to change them into past tense only. So go for rules. Don't go for any exceptions right now. In future classes, in future, that means in higher classes, intermediate, maybe in degree, you can understand about the different situations. But right now, go for the rules only. So the answer for the exercise is, look at the answers. These are there in your textbook itself. Okay. Okay, children. In the examination, they are giving like this. That means they are giving a conversation, they are giving a dialogue and asking you to change them into indirect speech. I have given both question as well as answer there. Look at the question and answer there, examination model that is. These are taken from our 5th unit lesson itself. NHK radio environment. The answer, Wangare Matai, we were trying to respond to the basic needs of people, needs actually it is. The answer is, NHK radio asked Wangare Matai how she became or had become. Why? When did is in past tense, we can change past tense into simple past or past perfect tense. That's why either became or had become. Had become aware of the environment. Wangare Matai replied that they were trying or had been trying. That means when were trying is in past continuous can remain as past continuous, or we can also change it into past perfect continuous tense. Okay, that is the exam model. Now one more example, look at that. Okay, children, like this we are going to get examinations, we are going to get questions in the examination. So dialogue will be given and you have to change them into indirect speech. And I think rules have been already discussed in previous classes. Go through the previous sessions, previous class in the YouTube. And before going to conclude, I would like to extend my thanks to DD, Doordarshan officials and also our state government officials for giving me this opportunity. And these classes can also be seen in YouTube. So subscribe to Doordarshan YouTube channel and you can watch all these classes in YouTube also. You can go through all the rules regarding speech in the previous classes. You can get them in your YouTube. Subscribe to Doordarshan Vidya Varadhi YouTube channel also. And once again, I would like to extend my heartful thanks to Doordarshan, Saptagiri-Govt Of Ap-Vidya officials and also our state officials for giving me this opportunity. Children, take care while you are going. Wear mask and wash your hands very often, and don't go and mix with groups when people are roaming very freely outside. And then keep yourself safe and also keep your family safe and take all precautions and follow the instructions given by our officials and also your parents and also our teachers. So take care. Thank you very much.
కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/dd Saptagiri.
స్క్రీన్ మీద కనబడుతున్న క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ ని స్కాన్ చేయడం ద్వారా డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ని వీక్షించగలరు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కోసం డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com, ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/ddsaptagiri, ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/ddsaptagirivja, ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/ddsaptagiri,